panel. We're going to go through our first panel. Our first panel is talking about shaping your legacy. And that's why we had such a great organization come on as our initial nonprofit. So we'll start with, first we'll start with Lisa. Lisa, do you want to introduce yourself, who you are and what you do?
Sure. Thanks so much, Dennis. And Rolling Thunder sounds like a great organization, I will say. Anyway, my name is Lisa Devorin, and I am a consultant with a wellness company called Vifinity. And I am a person who was putting on average, 3 pounds a year, which my doctor told me was normal for women my age. And that went on for several years, and I was not feeling my best. I was very fatigued and tired and achy. And about 2.5 years ago, I saw some friends of mine on Facebook that had taken off a lot of weight and were living their best lives, and I wanted that too. So I learned about a program that they were following, and found that it was a program that works, right? Because I don't like to really diet, but this was about introducing some lifestyle changes that made sense. The plan was free. Education support is all free. And so I joined on, and I lost 25 pounds 2.5 years ago, have completely kept it off, even through the pandemic when people put on 25 pounds and all the holidays and things like that. And I am passionate about helping others find their wellness again so that they can leave a great legacy.
Excellent, great. And next up, we have Candido, sir. Candido, you want to introduce yourself?
Morning, everybody. My name is Candido Rodriguez. I'm a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual, and we work with businesses and individuals who like to help their families and community to grow and improve by developing a personal plan, and which, using the resources they already have, help them make their dent in the universe. Make the changes that they want to see towards the future.
Excellent, excellent. And then finally, we have Jill. Jill, you want to talk about, introduce who you are and what you do?
Sure. Hi, thank you so much for having me today. I'm Jill Sharkey, founder of Safekeeping Stories and creator of Story Keeping. It's a reflective writing method that makes it easy to create a legacy story. No special writing skills are required. We have online workshops that teach people how to create a multi-generational family story in about a dozen pages. I've spent about a decade developing the story keeping method through research and feedback from workshop participants. I have developed a facilitator training program, and now other people are leading story keeping workshops. I spend a lot of my time speaking with organizations interested in offering the program, and I love working with people, helping them preserve their story, or as I like to say, connect the dots of the past in a way that leaves a legacy for the future.
Excellent, excellent. So we'll start with Candido. Candido, we'll have you go first and kind of talk about how you impact people's legacy and the impact, individuals that need to think about when shaping a legacy for themselves.
Yeah, and thank you, Dennis. Because usually when we think about the word legacy, and in general, people see it as that's something that they don't have a control of, like they won't be that they can plan for. And legacy is just the impact that the actions we take today will have on our family and the community after we're gone. So for us, it's important, to help people, and this is what we try to do with the estate planning strategies, is to define their legacy, because it takes some introspection. So you have to make sure to know what takes on you and who really want to benefit. We do this by asking 3 questions, and basically it's, first of all, what drives you? What are the forces inside you that you feel that move you? The second one is, who do you want to impact, and who do you want it to help? Do you want to help people outside of the United States, within the United States, and your immediate family too? And the third one, it's the kind of mark you want to make. That change, that small change, that little hinge that move that big door. So that's our strategies help people figure it out and find out what are the changes they want to bring to the world.
So one quick question for you, Candido. Do I need to have a lot of money to leave a legacy?
Reality, no. It's again, the legacy is the impact that you leave. Even how your kids grow up, how they carry your name, it's part of the legacy. But the important thing is not the money, is the intention that you have. What is the, what are the institutions like Rolling Thunders that you would like to fund? Like, even you're not here, your name is still there. Like probably living a small amount of money that can grow over time and pay for your grandkids or great grandkids in college. That makes that's how legacy works.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next, we'll go back to Jill. Jill, do you want to tell us a little bit more about legacy? It sounds like your business is all about legacy, so share that with us.
Completely resonate with what you're saying. I guess the best way to say it is like, you want to preserve your parents' story, your grandparents' story, but what people don't realize is their story is your story, and your story is your kid's story. We're all leaving a legacy story, whether we know it or not. So making that legacy story conscious and intentional, as you mentioned, can feel overwhelming to people. So I created this story keeping program to provide an easy and clear path forward for people. And what we do is we have people consider stories they've inherited, who they've become from being in their family, and then we show them how to impart some bigger ideas about what it means to be in their family. And it's not about creating a perfect picture of a family. In fact, to have a healthy family narrative, you actually need to have the pain and the joy. And I think a really good example of this is this program that we designed for the Holocaust and Human Rights Education Center, where children of Holocaust survivors were guided to preserve these very painful stories, and they realized how the Holocaust had impacted their own lives. Many of them were working in helping professions or engaging in social justice causes, or had to live very close to their parents in order to help them. But we guide people to notice some of the character traits that are alive and well through the generations. And in that particular case, persistence, love, hope, gratitude were things that were at the top of the list. And so, they paint a full picture of the family story and capture those strengths too. And studies show that how we tell our family story actually matters a great deal to our health. And kids who know multi-generational stories have less anxiety and greater well-being. And since people this day and age, they're not sitting around the table like they used to, we don't have that close proximity and kinds of exchanges that we used to have. And so, people are finding themselves on Ancestry.com trying to find out about their ancestors. But, what I want people to realize is that if they capture some of the key events and experiences in their own life, they capture a few in the lives of their parents, which everybody knows, you can capture 2 generations of your family. And if you know something about your grandparents, you got 3. Write that down in a few pages, give it to your kids. Your grandchildren are in touch with 100 years of their personal history, and they don't have to go around looking in the public records to try and find out who they are and where they come from. So yeah, I think this is the ultimate legacy gift that you can give, to know your ancestors, to know firsthand in their own words how they faced their own difficulties, what brought them joy, what are the life lessons that they learned. And, you can do this in not so many pages. And no matter what kind of family you come from, you don't have to be a Rockefeller to bequeath some emotional wealth to your family.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And now, Lisa, if you want to come in and talk about how you help people to shape their legacy.
Sure. So I do agree with both Candido and Jill, right? And I agree with Jill that their story is your story. So I think that by setting an example and taking control of your health as you get older in particular, you're sending a great message to your children and your loved ones. And I think that by having your health and having energy and being able to live your best life, you're able to leave the accomplishments and the beliefs and the actions that you want to. So I think when people think of legacy, the first thing they think of is wealth, right? And passing on money. And I would say health is wealth. So I think it's great to be around and to be able to be multi-generational and sit around the table and be able to exchange that information. And if you have your health, you really have everything.
Oh, excellent. That is great. So coming back, we will start with, who did we start with? Oh, so Jill, we'll let you finalize and go through exactly, what is it that you want people to take away from this time here with you?
I guess anyone can create a legacy of meaning about their family. It doesn't take long to write. It shouldn't take long to read. And in just a handful of pages, you can impart the important intangibles. You can provide health and well-being and strength to the generations to come in your family.
Excellent. And how would people reach you and get in touch with your programs?
Safekeepingstories.com. There's a way to contact me right on the website.
Excellent. Excellent. And next up, we have Lisa. Do you want to go ahead and tell what are the final parts you want to talk to people about?
So I think that no matter what shape you're currently in, if you're looking in the mirror and not liking what you see, or perhaps where you would be in a decade, there's no time like the present to take control of your health, right? And so again, we have a plan that I think really makes sense. It takes small lifestyle changes that are absolutely free, it cuts through all of the confusion and lets you adapt them to your everyday routine, which small changes can really make big differences. So anything that you can do to change your health, I think is really worthwhile. And I would love to help anybody. Like I said, the plan is free. You can go to my website, stayhealthylivebetter.com, click on the plan and ask for it, and I will send it to you and we can connect. And I'd be happy to help anybody that's looking to take back their health, because I think it's so important.
Excellent. And finally, Candido, what are thoughts that you'd want to leave people with?
Yeah, that having a legacy plan, it's and agreeing with Jill, it's telling the stories of telling your stories, their stories, and also like Lisa, giving the example and portraying that healthy lifestyle is part of it. And it's the simplest way to make sure that having that plan and making sure that we're making those changes, and we have a way to keep track of them. Is the best way to make sure that your loved ones wouldn't have to worry about anything but to mourn after your loss, and that your name can continue to carry on, either with that small endowment but as Jill mentioned, that bequest can be not only emotional, it can be that story, that one sheet of paper that tells them, that one sheet of paper that can tell them who you were and where you wanted to go.
Excellent. Thank you all so much.